You're listening to
Super Dad. They're so crazy.
Stay tuned to 102 Pearl FM, the #1 fun station in the UAE.
Welcome everyone to Super Dads on 102 Pearl FM, the #1 fun station in the UAE. A show produced, managed and co-presented by Super Dads for you. You guessed it, the unsung hero of family life, the Super Dad. And if you stick with us over the coming weeks, I can guarantee you will also become a Super Dad as well. Each week we'll invite a Super Dad on the show to discuss family, careers, challenges and life in general as a modern day superhero. My name's Gary and I'm lucky enough to be joined by my best mate, and unlike a box of chocolates, you always know what you're going to get with this guy, Super Dad Sam.
Thanks, buddy. It's a pleasure to be here alongside the man that was once voted Britain's #1 biscuit connoisseur.
It's true, they named one after me.
They did, didn't they?
Gary Baldy.
Gary Baldy, incredible. Before we go and introduce our Super Dad's guest, we're going to pop off for a quick break. Stay tuned to 102 Pearl FM.
Keep listening to Super Dads. We'll be back shortly.
You're listening to
Super Dad. They're so crazy.
Stay tuned to 102 Pearl FM, the #1 fun station in the UAE.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Super Dads on 102 Pearl FM. I'm Sam, and joined by Gary, my #1 best friend. Today, we're joined by two exceptional Super Dads. We're joined by Chris and Mark, who are the founders of, I would say, one of the most important social networking sites or groups here in Dubai, in the UAE, I would say.
They're looking at us already. So
I know.
technical. I feel like I'm in a room with like Mark Zuckerberg and the other geezer.
What's the guy that set up Twitter? Who was the guy that tweeted a lot? Who knows? But anyway, they're not them. They're far better looking, and they're here with us today. So first off, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you being here. For those of you that may not know what British Dads in Dubai is, it is an incredible site for support, where dads can go to ask questions. It could be anything from where to go and buy the best tyres for your car. How many times have we heard that question before? What time does Dragonmart open on a weekend? We were talking earlier about IKEA. All of these things, it's a great network, a community for dads to be part of, which we talked about in the past, about why it's important, especially here as we're expats. Well, guys, I mean, why don't you start off by telling us about yourselves? Mark, why don't you go first?
Well, what can I say? I've been here for not very long, really. I'm fresh in the face, 3 years. I've got 3 kids myself, both of them at school locally. Wife's a teacher, and myself, I've moved around jobs a little bit. I was a landscaper, now I'm in interior fit out. So, yeah, changed the weather and much nicer on my side. Losing my tan a bit, but I can always work on that. But yeah, I don't like sand, so going to the beach is a problem. Yeah.
Christopher, tell us about yourself.
I'm Chris. I've been in Dubai on and off for the past 7 years. Spent 18 months of that in Switzerland. Big mistake. We came back. Got 3 kids. 2 of them that live here. One of them's back in the UK.
Why did you set up Brit Dads Dubai?
The truth is, I didn't really have the idea to set up British Dads Dubai. It's
Mark Zuckerberg, I was right.
Yeah, it was Mark Zuckerberg's idea. I stole his idea. No, basically my wife had enough of me stealing her phone, and I was always on her phone commenting on British mums because we didn't have anything for us. So she said, "Why don't you sell British Dads Dubai?" And I was like, "Nah, it's never going to work." So she took my phone, she put it into the groups, she clicked OK. So basically, a woman set up British Dads Dubai.
Right, can we just cut the show now? No women allowed. That was the rule.
That was the rule. We signed up for this, guys.
So what we're going to do, we're going to lie now. So we're going to do a retake on that, and then Chris can say, "Yeah, I did it." No, I'm joking, mate.
So, I don't know. Yeah, but no. So there's basically there was nothing. There was a group called Dads in Dubai or something, which had like 90 people. I contacted the admin of that to see if he was interested in carrying on. I never got a response, so we just continued. I think I added like 20 guys that I knew. 10 of like were in the UK because I didn't know anybody here. This is part of the reason I set it up. Set up British Dads because I was on my own. I was a stay-at-home dad. Didn't know anybody. Didn't know where Ace was. Didn't know anything about Dragonmart.
Which would have been good.
It would have been great, you know. And then we just kind of grew from there. We got up to like 30 or 40. And then we got mentioned on another radio station. They were talking about British mums. I texted in saying, why don't you join British Dads? And at that point we were on like 200, and then we just kind of grew from there. We went up to about 800-900 within a couple of months. So it just kind of get growing, and then it get growing and growing, and now we're where we are now. So.
And how long's that now?
It'll be 5 years this year.
5 years. And you just hit 4,000 members.
Just gone over 4,000 members.
How does that feel, knowing that for the reason that you set it up, because you were new to Dubai, you didn't know many people, and now you've got 4,000 people there that you connected to?
It did what I only ever intended to help a few people.
Yeah.
And it's now helping. I mean, I get messages all the time from people saying thank you, and I'm like, I've done nothing.
Yeah.
I just literally gave everybody a platform, and it was built by the members. I mean, I haven't sat there personally and put every comment on there, and it's only as good as the content.
Yeah.
And if everyone asks where I get tyres from every day, no one's going to click on. But it is there. There is tyre questions every day.
Yeah.
But like it's a mixture of other things, and it's like people have said to me like, I found my house, I found a new job, I got my car. It's helped. It helped me. I came back from Switzerland, and I couldn't have got everything I got now if it wasn't for British Dads.
Because you still ran it while you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, I stepped back and I let Mark took over. And we had Dan
Pigeon.
Dan Pigeon. He helped as well, but then he went off he set up the British Dads Golf Society.
That's right.
So he runs that now, and he just stepped away from admin. It was too much. He couldn't do both of them, so he just decided. And then Mark, you stepped away for a while, didn't you?
Yep.
Left me on my own, which was great, and then you came back.
So, Mark, on that, Mark, when did you get involved in things? So obviously, Chris set it up; it was running. When did you come on board?
I found the site about 3 months before I came over.
So you found it before you moved to Dubai?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, the wife was nagging on about the mum's page, and I was a bit concerned about what they were discussing and the answers they were giving, because I didn't believe a word of it. So I thought there must be a dad's page, and found them.
And found out that our answers are even worse.
Yes, but they're more believable, and they don't involve my husband said.
Right.
So I joined then and sort of started job hunting through the page, connected with my first job, and then moved over here, spent 9 months searching for a job and nagging the same member for a job, and finally caved in. And then when I met Chris officially 2 weeks before he left to go to Switzerland. I was talking a fair bit on Facebook and back and forth on Messenger, and he sort of said take over the admin while I'm away and sort of help out, because I'm going to be somewhere else, so you can kind of keep track of things. And I kind of fell into it from there. Been there since then, so 2016, 3 years.
Wow. When you said that,
when our eyes first met,
I had a Barry Manilow song going in the back of my mind when you were telling that story.
I'm not old enough to remember Manilow.
That's brilliant. So we're going to get on to the next question, but before we do that, we're going to pop off for a quick break. So everyone listening, stay with us at 102 Pearl FM, the #1 fun radio station in the UAE.
You're listening to
Super Dads. They're so crazy.
Stay tuned to 102 Pearl FM, the #1 fun station in the UAE.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Super Dads on 102 Pearl FM. We're joined today by Mark and Chris, who set up the incredible Facebook group British Dads Dubai. Thanks, guys, for still being with us. I'm glad we haven't scared you off just yet. The tough questions really will come later on. Obviously, we talked about the reasons for setting up the page, how you got involved in it, but with any great love story, there must have been challenges or hurdles to get over. I mean, what kind of things did you face to grow? How do you go about growing the page? How did you get over some of the bigger challenges you may have faced in the early days?
It was, obviously, anything like this, it's always word of mouth. So, like, Steve knows Dave, and Dave knows Steve. Oh, have you heard about this page, etc., etc., etc. It was just trying to get through to other groups that were similar to us, but obviously not just for dads, and trying to get them to then push us out there, which some did, some weren't interested, some just completely ignored us. But it's more of like trying to get the guys we had. Like, I think we had like 250 guys, and I was like, the group will grow if you guys share it. I mean, there's a lot of Brit dads out here, but like no one's talking, no one's actually like spreading the word. So we started spreading the word a bit more, and then we started to notice. But then you'd notice, like, I'd get quite a few requests, like 50 requests over a weekend, because somebody's mentioned on a different page that, oh, there's this British Dads Dubai page. Then all of a sudden, all these dads would jump on, and then them 50 then brought their friends, and then their friends, and that's pretty much how we had to do it. But it was. I mean, we were right. It was quality over quantity. We weren't bothered about growing. I never wanted to have the big group we have now. I was always quite happy. We got to like 1,000, and it was like, I was amazed. I was like, we're never going to get any bigger than this. This is it. It's like 1,000 British dads. Fantastic. You know, that's enough people to do what I wanted to do, just to help other guys. So, but then it just kept growing, and doesn't seem to stop. It's not even slowing down now. So,
did you ever think it would be as successful as it is?
No.
You know, when you said it.
Not when for the first time when my wife suggested me to do it, and I'm like, dads don't talk. You know. Dads,
no, never. I mean, we've talked about that a number of times, haven't we? Dads
we don't talk. We don't open up. You know, I don't open up to my wife, and I'm sure Mark doesn't open up to his wife very often, do you?
I have heard he does open up to yours though. So
he probably has. Yeah, maybe. She's a good-looking girl, to be fair. But no, I mean, this is the problem. This is like the thing, and then you know, men don't talk about men's things, like, and this is why I think 100%. I couldn't find out things because like I didn't know any other guys, and then the guys I did know didn't tell me anything. So it's kind of like, why are we not talking to each other? Surely there should be this platform to be able to talk. You know, I mean, Facebook's there. Everyone's on Facebook, but like, no one's connecting the dots as such. If you know what I mean, it's kind of like, hi, and that's it. And it's like, let's get us all together. And I mean, like I said before, there was a group before, but it never. I mean, still now it's on 98 members. It's never grown. That's been sat there for like 7 years now.
Which group's that? So we can all point our finger
it's
at
dads. I think it's Dads in Dubai or something. I don't know. I messaged the guy who was admin, and he never responded to me. So whether he never saw my message or whether he just wasn't interested, I don't know. But obviously now we don't need him now. But
because a lot of the sites charging people for sponsorships, charging people,
they're businesses.
Yeah.
They've been made into business, which is fantastic. You know, it does.
But do you not think you lose something in that a little bit?
It depends how you do it. I mean, we've never done that. And there's, you know, people can say to me like, how much money do you make out of British Dads? And I'm like, I don't make any. And like, how? But you put so much time and effort into it. I was like, yeah, we get, you know, we've had a couple of brunches for free where we've just gone along and they've invited us along to test out a new brunch, and then obviously then we can recommend it to the guys. And you know, we've not had much really, have we? Just, you know, a few bits and bobs of little freebies now and again.
Yeah, no, nothing. Like saying, a couple of brunches, might get a few helping hands on name drops, or if you turn up somewhere and you say that's where you're from, there's a discount that possibly you didn't know was there, but it is, so it's always worth mentioning. But you know, it's we don't really get anything out of it. It wasn't really set up to make money. It was you know,
as a support.
It's there as a support network. If we start to sort of charge people for things, I think the honesty of what they come out, people sort of post to the page, and kind of disappears a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
How much time, I was going to say, because obviously you live you have a busy family life. You both have young kids. You're working. I mean, how much time do you spend on the admin side of the site? Especially when, as you said, it was set up as a support. You know, it's not there as a business.
And as a sub question, who's the good cop, bad cop? So it's got to be an admin who
nice guy, bad
nice
guy.
Yeah.
Who's the one that bans people? That's what we want to know about.
I see that coming.
I'm a little bit Jekyll and Hyde. I get through a case of I let people on. I'm quite the good cop. I let things slide, and every now and again I think I get that kind of, I don't know, man period, I suppose, and start banning people and blocking them.
Trigger happy.
Trigger happy, yeah.
Bye.
Do you ever go on crazy binges on a Friday night and just decide, right,
do you do red wine blocking? Oh, we can't even talk about that, can we?
Well, I think he means Ribena blocking is what he's talking
Saturday
about.
Mornings.
Oh, really?
Saturday mornings are normally busy times, and you go through and you go, okay, because it's Friday, you know, it's everyone relaxes on a Friday. And it's everyone's day off. So our busy times are normally Thursday night, because we have like insights, so we can see how many members we've got, when our busy times are, when our quiet times are. It's normally Thursday nights, Friday afternoons, so usually the busy times, and you know, Saturday mornings are like just cleaning up from, you know, the night before. So people posting pictures on and stuff like that. Things we just don't. We encourage banter, like a bit of fun between like a couple of friends and people that like. But then it's like anything that's inappropriate, we try to stick to, obviously, the UAE law and everything else like that. We try and encourage people not to post things that aren't acceptable. So, but it's sometimes hard. People sometimes forget that it's always just Facebook, but it's not just Facebook. It's Facebook in a country that has specific laws that we try to stick to, because obviously we want the group to carry on. It's been going for nearly 5 years, and I'd like to see it carry on for another 5 years, to be honest. And just
How many people would you say, on average, let's say a week, do you get applying that you actually reject, based on the fact that if you have those ethos of these are the kind of people we have in, this group was set up for, and we have it, that apply that aren't relevant?
We kind of obviously with Facebook, with any social network, you have spammers. Like you can tell it's a fake profile. It's like it's got pictures of 2 cats and a car or something.
Oh yeah.
Who's saying the boss is just holding up the actual Facebook page to see if he can join, and no, he can't. No, he's being rejected as we speak.
No,
Sorry, buddy.
Chris was actually rejecting you as we were doing the interview.
Yeah, can you just please keep? Yeah, no, don't let him in. Whatever you do, don't let him in.
Yeah, but you like you say, you get a lot of like spammers that just want to come on and try. Do anyone got a cooker for sale or a fridge for sale? And we kind of just block them because it's just easier. Because if not, in the early days we had like you'd say no, and then 2 days later they'd come back again.
Can you see them coming? Do you know what I mean? When somebody like that approaches, you can see, you kind of get an idea of what they're going to be like.
You go on their profile and you kind of like, okay, yeah, you're not even a real person, just go away. And then I think we've blocked probably 6,000 profiles.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sure it's about 4,000 or 5,000 people we've blocked just because we don't want. Just you deal with them once, you don't deal with them again. So it's like not block them for any reason. It's just to block them because they're not British dads. And it's like they keep coming back to reapply, and it's like when Facebook then changed, and we now ask 3 questions. Like to be able to join, you have to qualify and answer the questions correctly to what we want.
Well, that's it's an interesting segue, because at the end of this show, we're going to ask you some very interesting questions to see whether or not you qualify as super dads. So, but listen, we're going to take.
A hint, you probably will. But.
Yeah, I mean it's tough, but I think you've got a chance. But anyway, look, we're going to go to a quick break. Yep. Stay with us. You're listening to Super Dads on 102 Pearl FM.
You're listening to
Super Dads. They're so crazy.
Stay tuned to 102 Pearl FM, the #1 fun station in the UAE.
Welcome back, guys, to Super Dads on 102 Pearl FM. So, with the guys from Dads Dubai, our next question for you guys is, what's next for the page?
Well, this has been discussed quite a lot over the last few weeks, really, just what we're doing. We're getting a lot of offers for
Paramount Movies.
We've both got faces for the radio. I mean, let's be honest.
As have Gary and I. Don't worry.
I don't know. Yeah. We just want to keep growing it, really. We get offers for discounts and such like, and I think we accept them if we think that it's actually beneficial to the group. There's some of them that we're not really going to need a discount for that on the dads group, so we don't accept it as that. But yeah, no, we just quite happily let it sort of keep growing. Like I say, we're getting, I'd say, sort of 10 applications a day accepted plus. So continual growth, really, and we'll see what happens next.
If it's not broke, we don't need to fix it.
Yep, that is true.
Do you ever think it could be a job that would actually pay you a salary? Like you could take it on as something. Do you think it would ever be?
I think it has the potential, because it's a very. I mean, I look at the insights. I see the insights. I mean, we've got what 4,099 members, I think, at the minute, and 3,250 of them are active. So it's a very. I mean, a lot of people don't post. We have watchers that people we have guys on there that have been on there since the beginning and never commented. Just read, and that's fine. You don't want to contribute, that's fine. That's not a problem. I don't know how you could. I mean, there is other social groups out here that have turned things around and turned it into a business, and it works for them. But it doesn't. I don't know. My biggest worry is that we could do that. Great, make a bit of money. That's fine. But it takes away the charm of it in a way. It is what it is. It helps, and that's all I ever intended it to do. And as long as it's doing that, it's doing the job I intended it to do. So. Obviously, a free day out now and again is quite good. We did a product. We did some advertising for a local. I don't know what I even say it, like bath products.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they contacted me, and then I happened, as I was talking to the lady, I mentioned it was my daughter's birthday, and she sent me like a gift hamper for my daughter which is great.
Nice.
You know, and it's like little kickbacks. It's like if I can get something for the group, then I'll get something for the group. But then if it doesn't help everybody on the group, then I don't see the point.
But the question now is, did you enjoy your bath bubbles?
They're quite fragrant. I don't know if you've ever been in said bath bomb products. I get dragged in there every time I go to the mall, and we have quite a discount and couples discounts for spas. We have quite a few on our books.
Do we?
Yeah, we have a few. You obviously have not read the announcement page, which is
not recently.
The first post on the actual.
Do you not use the search tab at the top?
Is there a search tab?
Yes. It's amazing. You type it, you just type what you want, and it comes up with posts that have been posted over the past 5 years.
So if I type in jacuzzi spa day, a lot of stuff's going to come up.
Possibly, maybe I have to word it a little bit, but spa day, it might come up a little bit different. Or look in the announcements, we have 6 of them, and one of them is just dedicated to all of our discounts that we get.
Question 5, gents. What is the funniest story or request you've had since the page was set up?
Should we go one each? Like, in your opinion, I'm sure you go back and forward on this.
And keep it clean.
What's
Keep it
radio
clean.
edible
Keep it
that we
PG.
can have on here?
Keep it PG.
That's me out.
The infamous Teds.
Oh, yes, Teds. Yes.
For those that are listening that don't know what a TED is, do you want to talk about
Throwing a Teds was one of those posts that's perhaps goes on to spout that, you know, this isn't working for me, I'm leaving. So it's just announcing your exit, not necessarily seeking attention, but just So it was great. You'd have to be part of the post is still there, so if you're on the page, you can.
How many
search for
comments
it.
after that were on that post?
I think it was there was a good fair few.
It's still going on now.
It's still going on now, yeah.
We had a Ted's Memorial Day, which marked the year of when the Ted's post was. But we did talk about shutting the page down for a day and just putting a lit candle and just putting in honour of Ted's. No, basically he's a really nice guy. I brought a desk off him a few years back, and I think he just got fed up with just the constant. Because he does get a bit tedious sometimes. You're like, you know, how many times does somebody need to ask where a good tyre company is? And I think the whole thing was like, this group used to be great, it's now mega lame. Bye. So it's kind of like having your football and then I'm taking my football home and that's it, game over. So it's kind of like, it was never going to be anything more than what it was. It was like, he chucked his dummy out of the pram and everybody just jumped on him. Which, to be fair, it's one of them. It's kind of like, there was nothing.
There wasn't any malicious comments or anything.
It was just like,
It was only jest.
Yeah, so I'm going home now. So I'll see you then. Bye. Everybody knew about Ted's, like, and then everyone wanted to know, like,
what happened.
What happened? And then, obviously, a week or so later, it's still going, and people were coming back to the page. Oh, does anyone know what happened to Ted's? Because obviously, people don't use the search option, which we have, and everyone, even now, people are still like, oh, I don't remember what happened. Can someone tell me? And like, you just search for Ted's, and there it is. I mean, the guy has a longer name, but I won't mention his name. But he's Ted's. I don't even know that's his real name, to be fair. But he's infamous now, isn't he?
Yep.
We had quite a lot of requests from people that aren't British, aren't dads, and don't live in Dubai. We had one guy, which because I used to back in the early days when I actually had the time, I just screenshot like people's requests of like just put on things. Oh, what do you think, guys? Should we add him? Should we not? And this one guy came on. His profile picture was him and a zebra, and it was just. I mean, this is like the early. It was before you even came to the group, and it was just a picture of this guy, and his profile picture was him and a zebra with thumbs up. And I was like, what do you think, guys? Should we join? And everyone's like, yeah, is it the zebra? Is it the zebra applying, or is it this guy? And it's like, it was always that was one of the early ones. But then it's one of them we get quite a lot. It's just, I mean, like I say, Ted's was always going to be the funniest one because it kind of got. It's like I say, it's still going on now. We even had like a banner made from. We had all our logos done, and one of the guys, Chris, didn't he had a T-shirt with British Dads Dubai, and on the back it just says, "Where's Ted's?"
Really?
And we did like a social event, like a networking event a few months ago, and he turns up in his T-shirt, and it's like,
classic.
It's an in-house joke that, like, if you don't know, people don't get. Oh, what do you mean, Ted's? But like people that know. So it's kind of like, but it's funny. It's good.
I tell you what, I think I want a T-shirt. I think we should do merch, or you should do merchandising for the show.
I contacted one of our British dads owns a very big company out here, and I approached him, and he's like, well, I don't think people would want a T-shirt, and I'm like, I want a T-shirt. I want to have Brothers on my back, so because we go out and like,
yeah, why not? As a social group, I mean, golfers do it all the time.
Well, the Golf Society, Dan's Golf Society, they have their own like British dads. It's actually quite a nice emblem that he's had made, and they all go out in the same colour T-shirts every year. They have a different colour for every year, I think, and it works for them. But I think the social group is kind of, I don't know, it's one of them.
I would get some T-shirts, free the Ted.
Yeah.
Free the
Where's
Ted, yeah.
Ted?
Yeah, I mean, we have different banners, like Real Dads cook their own turkey, because obviously, I don't know if you remember, do you remember that?
Every time.
Yeah.
Oh,
where
where's
do I
IKEA?
sit from? Well, cook it yourself. It's like,
What
oh,
time
come
does
on.
Dragamart open?
You know, how do I put a light bulb in? Oh, why can't you do that yourself? It's like, because people can't.
Sometimes people can.
aren't real dads
Sometimes
as such,
people
you know.
can't, yeah.
And I like to fix things. Mark rings me up to fix things for him.
Why do it when you can pay someone else to? It's
Dubai
perfectly fine,
way.
yeah.
I love it.
I'm supporting the economy in my own special way. That's all it is.
And a special way it certainly is. Well, listen, thanks, guys. Stay with us on 102 Pearl FM, because after the break, it's the Quickfire.
You're listening to
Super Dads.
Super
They're so
Dads.
crazy.
Stay tuned to 102 Pearl FM, the #1 fun station in the UAE.
Welcome back, guys, to Super Dads on 102 Pearl FM. And now to finish up today's exciting show, we're going to be asking our Super Dads a few more quick-fire questions so we can understand a little bit more about them. So it's our favourite part of the show. It's
Super Dad Question Time!
I love the bound bound.
Guys, you look pretty shocked when we said that. I hope we haven't scared you away too much. But look, it's a quick fire round. We're going to ask you both in turn. We want an answer from both of you as quick as possible. No hesitations, no pauses. If Gary and I aren't suitably impressed, there is a chance that you may not be declared a super dad. Now, we don't want that to happen, guys. So let's start off. Mark, favourite film?
Marvel, not DC.
Right, second question. Favourite sports team?
Don't like sport. I'm not interested. I prefer the first question. I like films. That's what I like to do.
Favourite sports film?
I can't remember what it's called, but it's got Sandra Bullock and...
Blindside.
Yes,
Oh, what
brilliant film.
Mark, favourite sports team?
I'm a rugby fan, so probably Harlequins.
Nothing wrong with that. Good. Nothing wrong with being a rugby fan. Okay. Best restaurant in Dubai. It can be the one you've been to most recently, the one you go to most often, your favourite.
Oh, I quite like Chili's, to be honest with you.
Oh, nothing wrong with Chili's.
My best restaurant and my wife's favourite restaurant as well is Shanghai Chic in Ibn Battuta. Very nice for a Friday taster brunch. It's very, very nice. Really nice food. Just really contemporary Chinese food. But then my family side is obviously has to be Texas Roadhouse. So we literally every time we go past, even now at 8 years old, it's like, can we go to Nut Job? Yeah, okay. So we go to Texas Roadhouse. So the Nut Job. That's it. It's good for the kids.
All right, guilty pleasures. Favourite song in the shower?
Chris, what's yours?
Islands in the Stream.
Oh, beautiful.
On my own, a duet because no one else sings with me in the
You do
ship.
both parts in different voices.
Sometimes Mark pops around and does the other one. Stand outside the door.
Moving on swiftly
quickly.
again.
Yeah, okay.
I was going to say my milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard, but I don't really know what to say after that. Moving on.
Okay, here's a tough one. Favourite child?
I like all three of them.
I like Chris's, but no, I like all three of them.
Good answer. It's always a political. That one is. It's a grenade. Gary loves throwing it out. He did it to somebody in my family once, and
They answered.
Yeah, they answered.
Yeah. When you've got three, you can only ever choose the middle child.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the other two get their complex as well as the middle child.
Best meal the wife cooks?
Oh, Mark, you're in trouble.
Oh, I know.
You're in trouble.
Oh no, she cooks loads. She cooks loads. She cooks all the time. To be honest with you, she doesn't mean chicken and rice.
Nice. Simple.
Okay.
Yeah,
Simple.
simple spag bowl. Yeah, yeah,
Struggling.
yeah. Well, she cooks too much that I like. I'm clearly a food
that's-
lover.
that's-
He's pulled
everything
that out.
everything she makes, he loves. What a guy. What a guy. Chris?
Lasagna, because that's pretty much the only thing my wife cooks. Doesn't like cooking. I'm a chef, ex-chef, so I do all the cooking.
You're an egg chef. So you do-
Ex-chef.
eggs. I thought you were an egg
I'm
chef.
humble.
Like you do
Yeah,
like
we eat
80
eggs.
different things.
Yeah,
with
we eat eggs all day. That's it. No, she doesn't cook.
Excellent.
She doesn't do a lot, but what she does very well.
Yeah, when she makes lasagna, she kicks it out of the park.
Oh.
But no, I like to cook, and I pretty much don't let anyone cook in my house apart from me. So
Okay.
I'm
good,
quite happy.
man.
I'm happy with
Superb.
that. I enjoy cooking.
That's
so.
a super dad point there.
That
There you
is
go.
a massive super dad point. I
it's
like that. Safe or Magic Phil?
I have to say Magic Phil because he's one of my neighbours. So
Okay, so you're nearly part of the family.
and my daughter absolutely loves him to bits. So I have to say Magic Phil. So.
He'll be
Yeah.
around later if you do.
Sorry, Safe, you're on too early for me. Magic Phil.
The afternoon drive.
Yeah,
That's what you
afternoon
listen to.
drive. Safe's too early.
All right, Mark. Best holiday destination?
Wales.
Interesting.
Okay.
Wales. Always a bit of Wales, rough camping.
Okay.
Why Wales? Is that from when you were younger? It's come through, or is that just?
Yeah. No, I've always been sort of camping out in the sort of the sticks, and we're
Roughing it.
roughing it. Yeah. Thanks, Gary.
Chris?
I don't know. We as kids we used to go to Devon, so Devon for us, for Devon Cliffs, Haven sites, anything like that's what we did as kids. But then now I like the beach, but then we live in Dubai, so why do I need to go on holiday as such?
Okay, tea or coffee?
I'd say tea. I don't drink tea very often, but I don't like coffee, so it has to be tea.
I was going to say by process of elimination, Mark.
Anything without caffeine in should be banned and taxed. So coffee, coffee.
I think you like coffee.
Yeah. Well, we're going with coffee.
And the big question: your favourite Super Dad presenter?
Is there another option?
Just say Gary. It's fine.
I'll say okay, Gary.
There you go.
Just get you bigger than me. Don't bully them into it.
Well,
It's got to be a free choice.
Sorry. I'm going to go Gary as well.
First time, 2-0.
Sorry.
I did not see that coming.
It's the last time you're coming back.
Yeah, you
What
can't
else
take
is?
it back.
Do you
You
know what
said
I mean?
it. It's recorded. It's
Listen,
done. So
listen.
it's time to leave.
Well, I would normally say the better man won that one, but
It's because he did.
right, guys, thank you for answering those. Now, it just comes down to one thing. Gary, after everything we've spoken about today, the Facebook setup, helping other dads out there, creating a community, being selfless in their pursuit of helping others. And
Don't worry about all that. They
yeah,
said me.
all of that.
They
rubbish.
both said me.
So therefore, there's only one answer.
Yeah.
They're both super
They're both
dads.
super
Quite
dads.
clearly super dads. Guys, thank you so much for joining us, Chris, Mark. How can people follow you? I mean, I know we talked about it a lot, but do you have different things? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram? Do you want to give a shout out to the page to people to join on?
We don't really have a social sort of network other than the British Dads page.
We have a LinkedIn group, but that didn't really take off as much, did it?
Yeah. No,
then
just
it's
the
grown up,
face.
though, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's a bit too
business like.
too business. So we kind of just kept it. It's there, but no one uses it.
Yeah.
But no, you just search for British Dads Dubai, and hopefully you'll find us. We're on there.
And you guys, anything else going on? I know that there's a social coming up.
Yeah, we have a social event coming up soon.
Got social on the 18th.
We got social on the 18th, and then you had this thing you were trying to set up
Yeah.
in Easter holidays.
We've got an Easter holidays, possibly a family bash as well.
And we're trying to go for more. I tried to do a family picnic a few years ago, and only one guy turned up, and me and my family, which was pretty sad. I was like, "Hi," and I can't remember the guy's name. We never saw each other again. So, but no, I'm looking like obviously when it cools down again after the summer, trying to do a bit more family orientated days, and just trying to get. Because my wife's always saying like, "Why don't you do a family day? Like, get the kids involved, and all the kids can. It's a bit of fun, and trying to get like." Not power in numbers, but like we can try and get a discounted rate somewhere and just do like a family day. It's like it's just like soft plays or anything like that. So it's
Paintball sounds good with kids.
yeah.
But guys, thank you so much for listening. If you're a British dad or if you're interested in what's going on, search for the guys on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram at SuperDadsDXB. We also have a Facebook page, nowhere near as exciting as many followers as British Dads Dubai, but we hope that will change. We would love that. You can also follow the amazing #1 fun station in the UAE at Pearl FM UAE. You've been listening to Super Dads. I've been Sam. That's been Gary. All right. See you soon.
You're listening to
Super Dad. They're so crazy.
Stay tuned to 102 Pearl FM, the #1 fun station in the UAE.